Hey everyone, so as you all know, I sell a bunch of phones, resell iPhones locally, and I want to make a video just showcasing 1 week of me reselling phones, and at the end of the week we can tally up all the profits and see what I made. Right here I just picked up this iPhone 13, unlocked, paid $250 for it. I sell these for $300, and I always price things to sell within a day or two, so I should make a quick $50 profit on this in 1 or 2 days. I had to drive about 10 minutes away from where I live for this, so 20-minute round trip for $50, very little gas expenses. You can do the math on that, that's pretty good. I already sold 2 phones earlier today as well, 2 13 Pro Maxes. One was unlocked so I could sell it for more. Another one was an AT&T and Cricket locked phone. I can only get about $450 to $500 for those. I got $450 for this one, but I only paid $200 for it. So I bought that one on Saturday. So I'm not gonna technically include it for this week. I'm gonna go Sunday through Saturday. The one I bought on Saturday, $250 profit, sold it for $450 today. And then I sold another one that I bought Sunday, and I forgot to record both of those. I should have, but regardless, I'll count the one I sold that I bought Sunday and sold today. Paid $400 for it, sold $550, so that's $150 in profits. To start, it's Monday currently, and Monday night I just picked up this, should profit me another $50. I won't count that yet. I'm just gonna count what I actually sell in the week. So I'll end up probably buying a phone later in the week, Friday or Saturday, and might not be able to sell it in time, but regardless, I'm just gonna show you kind of what it's like for me on a week-to-week basis. And just so you know, I'm not lying, here's a bunch of cash that I picked up today from selling those 2 phones. $1,000 in total. I'll probably deposit this shortly, but I do keep around $1,000 on me at all times, and then I'll usually throw the rest in my bank account, but I keep about $1,000 on me at all times just because I'm always buying and selling stuff. But that's pretty much it for Monday. I'll probably pick up some more tomorrow, and I'll be sure to film those, and I'll just make a whole weekly compilation, and by the end of the week I'll tally it all up like I said. All right, so it's currently Tuesday night. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to buy any phones during the day, so we kind of struck out in that aspect. Sometimes that's just how it goes. I'll have days where I buy 5 or 6 phones. That's on the higher end. Usually it's around 1 to 2. And then other days, just get unlucky, not really any good listings, and you won't get any. But I am selling this one. I have someone coming to meet me now, so I'll update when I get the cash for this. If you're wondering why it's in the plastic bag, I always keep my inventory in my car, and sometimes when you're driving around, your phones can get scratched up, devalue the phone. You don't want that, so that's why I do that. Got like 100 of those for $16 on Amazon, so definitely well worth the investment. And yeah, I'll update you guys, and we'll look at profits for today once I get the cash. Just made the sale, $300 right there. That's a $50 profit from last night. Probably like 20 minutes of driving in total. I'm meeting them right near where I live right now. Last night I had to drive about 10 minutes down the road there and back, so 20 minutes total, $50. Can't really get much better than that. Super easy. It's pretty much what I do all the time, but $50 is the smallest profit margin I'll ever take. So even though that's pretty good for the amount of work, I'm usually doing, on average, I averaged out the month where I did 4K, which was last month, January. I was averaging about $85 a phone. And another cool thing about this one, it was a repeat buyer. And so the more you do this, the more people who will build up trust with you and then just buy from you exclusively whenever they're trying to get a new phone or they have a friend that needs a phone. I get so many people that just refer friends to me now. That's just why you always want to do good business too. Make sure you thoroughly check your phones before you sell them. But just a couple tips. I always try and share a few things with each of these purchases and whenever I make a sale, just because it's good to get a few things while they're on my mind, because I don't often think of them. But yeah, that's Tuesday, up $50 today. It's currently Wednesday night. Here's today's quick update. So I just went and picked up this iPhone 13 Pro Max, and that was all I was able to get today, unfortunately, but I paid $375, and this is pretty much brand new. I'll sell this for $550 within a day or two. $175 profit. About an hour, a little more than an hour of driving on this one. So not as short as some of the other days, but this is more typical. I do typically have to drive more. It is convenient when I sell. I can typically meet closer to where I am. When I'm buying, a lot of times I have to drive farther. That's just kind of the negotiation process. A few key takeaways though that I want to share about this one. 2 big things. First of all, this one, I was messaging the guy to meet up. It was a really good price, and what you should normally do for a really good price when it's well under market value, $50 to $80 to $100 under, don't try and negotiate, just buy it, because someone else will buy it for the listed price quickly. So you want to make sure you just buy it, and then in person you can negotiate. And this one was listed for $400. I asked if I could do $350, and then he had someone else come in for $400. Now luckily he said, hey, I had someone else offer me this, and I said, all right, I'll give you the $400. I'll meet you tonight wherever you want to meet. So that's what I ended up doing. And then I still talked him down $25 in person. But normally, good practice, if it's a really good deal, someone's going to pay full price. So don't try and negotiate too much. Wait till you get up in person, and then you can negotiate. And a lot of times people will just naturally fold when you offer them less, or they'll just meet you in the middle. So I offered $350. He's like, can you do $375? Sure, I'll take that all day. So that's $25. You can look at that in a bunch of different ways. That's 2 times going out to eat or whatever it is that you purchase. So that's a way I kind of look at it. The other key takeaway is this was an AT&T locked phone. And so I asked him to send me the IMEI over the messaging app we were messaging on. And so what I was able to do, and this only works with AT&T phones, to my knowledge at least, but you can go to the AT&T website and actually unlock them, as long as they're 1, paid off, and 2, not tied to a customer account still. And thankfully this one wasn't. So if it was locked to AT&T, it probably would have been like the one earlier in the week. I'm selling that for around $450, maybe $500. It just kind of depends, but I'm always trying to move stock. If it's not selling for $500 quick, I'll just take a $450 offer. So that netted me an extra $50 to $100, but being able to unlock it from AT&T, and the guy who was selling it thought it was an AT&T locked phone, which it was. But since I knew how to unlock it, that gave me more leverage to sell it, and I could actually get a wider profit margin from that. So that's just some free game I wanted to share, because there's only one phone, so not a lot of eventful stuff going on today. But if you're looking to get into it, those are huge practices that I do. I didn't even listen to my own advice again because I made a mistake earlier. So I'm always learning stuff as well. But those are 2 big takeaways you can put into your own phone flipping game as well. And I'll have another update tomorrow for Thursday. It's currently middle of the day Thursday, and I want to make a brief update. So I just sold the 13 Pro Max that I got last night for $375 for $550. I don't have any cash to show. I got the payment through Zelle, so I'll probably just throw that up right here just to show I'm not lying about it. And right before I sold that, I bought this 11, paid $150 for it. I sell these for $200, so another quick little $50 pickup. And I'm now about to go buy another 13 Pro Max, also unlocked, for $400. I'm gonna see if I can talk him down in person. If not, we're getting another $150 profit at least. So that's where I'm at right now, and I'll update once I get that phone. So here it is. Just got the 13 Pro Max. Tried to talk him down, no luck, but it's fine. This is still gonna end up being a $150 profit for me. So with the iPhone 11, that ends up being $200 in potential profits purchased today, and we already got the $175 from the phone we bought yesterday. So really good day. This is what I would call on the upper end of a day for me. It's probably one of my better days, although I get days like this pretty frequently. So kind of get a good idea of what it's like so far just through these first 4 days of the week. Very up and down, but you're gonna have days like this which make up for the bad days. Not sure if there'll be any more phones that I buy or sell tonight, but I'll be back again tomorrow for an update, see if anything else sells. Quick Friday update. I just sold that 13 Pro Max I got yesterday for $550. So that's a $150 profit from yesterday when I bought it for $400. And I have someone coming now to buy that iPhone 11 I got yesterday. Paid $150 for it, selling it for $200. So I'll update again once that sells. Just sold the iPhone 11 for $199. I always list, if I'm gonna list it for $200, I always list it for $199, or $300, I'll do $299. And usually they still give me the extra dollar. In this case, they wanted to pay with Cash App, so it was only a $49 profit instead of $50. So that brings us to $199 on the day. I'll throw the Cash App screenshot up, just so you know I'm not lying. And that'll conclude for today. It actually wasn't as quick of a turnaround for me selling the last phone. The person who was supposed to meet me right after I made the last update ended up no-showing, which does happen, unfortunately. So I lose a little bit of time there, but it was only a few hours later when I had someone else who was willing to pay the price for it. So all in all, not too bad of a day, and it's currently about middle of the afternoon here, but I've got plans for the rest of the night, so that'll conclude Friday's recap. So it's now the next Monday night. I need to update just from this past weekend. The last you saw me, I sold the iPhone 11 on Friday. Saturday ended up being super busy, so wasn't able to get anything, but I think we ended up profiting $574 for the week, which is still really good. Didn't have to put a whole lot of work in, but definitely on the lower echelon of what I would normally make, just in case you guys are wondering. So not my best week, not my worst either. Was pretty busy, so all in all, hardly worked. Maybe an hour was the most in one of those days. So it ended up coming out to about $82 a day. So to make that kind of money with that little time put in, obviously that's really good. And this upcoming week is going to end up being a lot better for me anyways. I actually have this 15 Pro Max I bought from a guy who's selling out a bunch of his business, and he's going to sell me 9 more. I should end up making about $2,000 on the deal, which would be pretty crazy. And if that ends up going through, I'll make a whole video explaining all of that as well, because that's definitely something really key to know. If you can get in contact with business owners who are, maybe switching over to a different cell phone plan, or they just don't need the business phones anymore, there's obviously a lot of opportunity there, and that's something I've done in the past. But that'll just wrap up this video, and I'll be making more content like this in the future. If it's something you'd like to get into, if you'd like to start phone flipping yourself, I highly recommend it. You saw how easy it was for me. Just drive around, pick up and sell phones. They sell super fast, so I'm not holding on to material for that long. It's just in and out. Easy cash flow business. If you'd like to get started yourself, I've put together a free case study for you guys that you can watch with the link below. Completely free. I highly recommend you check it out. Just gives a little more explanation of my story, what I was struggling with, and then how I started and how I was able to learn the ropes of this business. So go ahead and check that out, and I'll continue to be posting more phone flipping content in the future for you guys.